first section, and then Valissa is going to crunch the numbers as she's a numbers lady. In fact, let me just introduce everybody to Valissa Jasmine in case you don't know who she is. She's from a corporate financial background, been in the banking industry all her life, and many years ago started her own businesses, figuring out why should she keep counting other people's money. She wants to count her own profits. Far more exciting that way. So she's been running her own successful business for over 8 years and has always been a student of education, learning, wants to do personal development, growth, business growth, and just all about how she can increase and impact others. Has a huge heart for community, for charities, for helping others. And it's with that mindset that she's fitted in as one of the great initiators of Gift of Legacy. So it comes with a massive amount of background and knowledge and success in what we're going to be presenting. She's married to one of the other presenters, Regan. He's, I believe, still away on business. So she's been really spending a lot of time in Gift of Legacy, which is amazing for the community. And yeah, I've been married since 2007, loves travel, loves learning about new cultures and people. So that is Valissa.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Tim. And I'm going to introduce our amazing Tim Wagner. Has not only just become a friend, but a very, very good friend of mine and Regan's. He's also from the corporate hospitality background, which he's left 4 years ago, and just to pursue all his dreams and goals. And ever since 2008, he's been building part-time businesses on the side. And now he's found it's so much more rewarding to earn profits rather than wages. So Tim, you have divorced yourself from the job, being just over broke, to now actually, making money for yourself, which is amazing. Tim has got a passion for personal development, and he's also taught cryptocurrencies, which has been so vital in our amazing community. Because if you haven't watched Tim's amazing YouTube videos, guys, go and watch them. Tim is an amazing educator, and he's all about mindset growth, personal wealth creation, and so much more. He's married to a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monica that they've been married since 1999. And they met, in Sun City here in South Africa. They have one amazing son and 2 fur kids, and they share an amazing passion for animal welfare. So Tim is our digital global nomad. We're not going to restrict you to the borders of South Africa, because Tim, yes, he sold his home in Cape Town, and they've bought a van, and now they travel South Africa and living out all their passions, all their dreams of adventure. And I know, Tim, that you are going to carry this digital nomad with you and your wife, Monica, internationally. I can actually see you guys touring, the world. Yeah.
No restrictions. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that gives us the opportunity. So thanks for that wonderful introduction. And you're going to all be hearing from Valissa a little bit later. I'm going to go through some of the introductions and the background of why Gift of Legacy. And then she's going to go through what we do and how you do it. So you've been invited here onto this call, or perhaps you've been sent this recording, because by somebody who respects you enough that they think that you could benefit from not only financially from what Gift of Legacy can give, but benefit the greater community around us as well. It's not all about just making money for yourself. It's about helping other people. So the gifting economy, when I first heard about this January of last year, I'd already been working online for 6 years, 6 years at that time, and had never heard of it before. So I was hugely skeptical, as in fact, I'd lost a lot of money. The week before I was introduced to this, I'd nearly been wiped out by a business partner. It was in online advertising, and he walked off with the money, and he's still a year and a half later, not been seen since. But so when I was presented with this, I went in with huge caution. I didn't have spare cash. But one thing I've learned over the time was that if you don't investigate and look at opportunities, you're never going to get forward. So if you, like me, you've been lost money online, you've been scammed, friends and family you have, and you're coming in with huge caution, you're in great hands. And we're going to go through some things with you that I personally call golden nuggets, where I found that the gifting economy solved a lot of problems that online platforms often have, and that I've personally experienced. So let's crack straight into it. Valissa is going to be driving. I talk fast. She's going to try and keep up here. So first of all, just a disclaimer that neither Valissa, myself, or any of the presenters are registered financial advisors. This must not be construed as financial advice. The Gift of Legacy isn't a financial advice company. We're not tax advisors. That's all up to you. The information that we're giving is purely intended as an example to what you can expect following our system and procedures and structure that we're going to be going through this evening. So, yeah, bring up all those points on there. You can read all that information. Effectively, what we're talking about here is an alternative new way to generate additional cash flow or money in your life. We all know and have clearly seen over the last sort of 2.5 odd years that the economy around the world has changed. In that process, we also need to change how we're dealing with our money. So a lot of people, perhaps you did, family, friends did, that you lost your job, you lost your business, it closed down when the governments of the world closed all the economies down. And so we were then relieved when they opened the borders and everything opened up again, and perhaps you went and found a job. But what is giving you security that maybe that's not going to happen again? So you need to think differently about where you're making your money. So that's why they say there's a new economic paradigm. There is a massive shift in the economies around the world. Yes, the elite still run most of it, but with opportunities like we're presenting this evening, you have a means to actually start extracting yourself away from the typical standard means of swapping your time for money. And as Ervin Laszlo said, the quote there at the bottom, either we will join together for an ecological civilization in the next few years, or we'll become extinct. What he's effectively talking about is we're getting together as communities. And with Monica and myself traveling around South Africa, we've seen how strong communities are beginning to get built. And there you see massive growth. So as an introduction to Gift of Legacy, it's a very different gifting structure and economy from what is around there. So when I was introduced to this, I did some little investigations. I like doing that from a business perspective. I always want to see what other options are out there. And when I found the structure and the algorithm and the unique way the Gift of Legacy has been built, I knew this was definitely different. So gifting, as it says here, has been kept a well-kept secret. And I thought, well, it's sort of a good thing. You want good things to be kept a secret. You don't want everybody to know, but at the same time, we do want as many people to know about this. Hence why we're sharing this with you this evening. So please take notes. This isn't going to be a Q&A at the end of it. This is purely an introduction to whet your appetite and say, I want more, or I want to get started, which is exactly where I was when I first saw this, that I want to get started. Make notes of any questions, get back to the person that invited you, and feel free to join our other Zooms that we hold frequently, as well as also the recordings. Who's this for? Well, if I have a look for myself, I was in desperate need of additional cash flow. As I said, a business wiped out. So a lot of the savings in the business that I've been generating for many years was sort of lost. So perhaps you're in a similar circumstances from your job or your business, or you're just looking for a way that you could help other people, or perhaps you've got some expenses because inflation is so high and your income from your job or your business isn't managing to keep you going, that you need additional income streams. And at the same time, taking back control of your life and then helping others. That's a huge portion of it, which is, for me, a lot of the businesses that I've been running for years. Monica, the wife, she always she complains. She says, you spend so much time helping other people make money. Well, to me, that's what it is all about. So with a platform where you can help others, if that resonates with you, then you're definitely in the right place. Let's go through some key things which make GL and gifting economy slightly different. No limitation of borders, and that was very exciting for me. This slide actually was written a month ago, and it's old. So the numbers is not 200,000, I believe, and Valissa's got more accuracy on that. It's about 320,000 members in well over 107 countries. Very difficult to monitor that. It's growing on a daily basis. Now, that has been achieved in just over 4 months. So Gift of Legacy, this existing platform we're speaking about, was launched in January, but it was launched on the back end of a lot of other success that people, that experts and gifting economies have created from around the world. They got together last year and said, we can perfect and improve on this to make sure that it's sustainable for many, many, many years to come. So there's a lot of knowledge and expertise being put into this platform, and with people who have been around the economy or the gifting economy for, I think it's about 13, 14 odd years. So there's a lot of experience in here. Apologies here, the dog's barking. There's some new neighbors arrived and they've got a little dog. So sacred economics has been around, or you can call gifting economics, has been around since the 1960s. And it, in fact, goes back many, many more years. But it started to become really integrated into a lot of communities and societies in the 60s. 100% legal, off the mainstream system. In fact, in South Africa, there's even a portion about sort of a gifting economy style written into the Income Tax Act. So what we're dealing about is 100% legal. In Africa, there's an Ubuntu culture. And Ubuntu in our society means communities coming together. So wherever you are in the world, there is an inbuilt ethos into communities about helping each other. And that's where the gifting economy fits so well with our structures and our economic chaos that we've got going around the world. All about helping other people to uplift themselves once you've uplifted yourself. It's blessing millions. I've already showed you the numbers, how many people. Giving hope and education, abundance. Now, I'm going to talk about education every now and again, but here's the key thing that I had to learn or realize is bringing my 27 years working in corporate hospitality for myself and others into a platform like this. I did not have all the skills that I needed. I was very skilled in hospitality. But in order to understand how I could maximize the gifting economy for myself and my family and then others, I needed to learn some new things. Education becomes an important part of it. And that's also why we're here. From there, I felt that the abundance for myself and the people around me was greater from the knowledge that I'd actually learned. So right now, that number of 30 million you see on the screen there is actually 40. And we're only just starting that curve of the beginning part. If you understand marketing economics, when you're going up, it just becomes exponential. We're right at the bottom. 4 months and $40 million has already been moved through the community of Gift of Legacy. How much of that would you like in your hands? Here's one of the golden nuggets for me. It's decentralized. What does that mean? It's not owned by anybody. There isn't a party that owns it and controls it. There's no institution, no broker, no trader. And when I saw that, I thought, this is exciting because now I'm not relying on somebody else to look after my money that perhaps I've never met and don't know, or who the backing is or the foundation is. If there's no trader, and you'll see as Valissa goes through the details, the money is actually passed directly between people. So GL is simply an interactive website. So a very clever website that's been put together at huge expense for us to be able to connect with each other and through a structure and a set system, duplicate a process of giving and receiving. All you need is a computer, laptop, smartphone, internet connection in order to be able to get online onto the platform, and then WhatsApp and Telegram essential for communication. So we're going to share some Telegram channels with you later. So peer-to-peer, this is the money moving person to person. This is my golden nugget number 2, which for me was critical. So when you first register, there's no money that goes onto a platform. That was key to me. The money is moved with what we call the gifts. The gifting, the money is moved person to person directly. And the decentralized platform purely just connects two people together. So no third party controlling it, no tokens holding the platform, no monthly fees, no monthly subscription. There's no, oh, if you're getting this amount, you've got to give 10% or 5% as a fee, or 100% risky free from that perspective, which for me was a huge golden nugget. Perpetual income. I worked for 27 years. Perhaps you've worked for longer. And every job that you've left, when you leave, they stop paying you. So you've put all that sweat in and that blood and tears into that business. Maybe it was a company of your own and it had to shut down, or you sold it for whatever reason. You stopped earning an income. Well, what if there was a way that you could do the work once? And work is the wrong word. It's actually fun. You could do something once through a set duplicatable system to receive gifts perpetually, meaning ongoing, sustainably, and passively. Golden nugget number 3. And I can talk to you from personal experience that repeatedly, sustainably, and passively is exactly what the perpetual income means, over and over again. And will it? It's generations. There's no reason why the gift of legacy should have a lifespan, and it will not, as it maintains the growth that we're actually going through. So leave it to your family. So you've maybe seen that this has got a little bit more and a little bit different from what you've been presented or seen before. If you've been involved with network marketing or multi-level marketing, you see presentations and you've been invited to come and look at this thing and tell me what you think. Maybe you're thinking, well, this is a little bit different. Well, it is. I've seen all of them. I've sold washing powder and I've sold products online and investments and various other things. I've been there. And when I first saw this, it was, okay, this is quite interesting. Tell me more. So if you are of a mindset about helping other people, about uplifting others, where you like to share and grow as an individual and help other people grow and creating communities, then you're in the right places. But let's have a look at the numbers. And from a business perspective, where I look at it from, it isn't a business, but if you look at it from that perspective, what you put in, not an investment, but what you put in and what you get out, is it worth your time? I'm going to hand you over to Valissa, and I'll be back with you a bit later on.
Thank you so much, Tim, for that exciting introduction. So let's explain how to ride these beautiful fun boards of abundance, because as Tim says, it's just been fun. Like he said, when you leave a job, they stop paying you. So this is exciting and this is so much fun. So we want you just to concentrate on the orange circle, because that will represent you as you journey through the boards of abundance. So you join your board and you gift your unconditional gift to $100, which I'll explain shortly. And Gift of Legacy is all about sharing with like-minded and like-hearted people who will continue to do the same. We'll take a journey and look, through our 4 boards, which is $100, $400, $1,600, as well as our $5,000 board. We'll also explain your role as a gifter, builder, guide, and legend. So now hold on to your seats, guys. You will receive in your first cycle of your boards totaling $42,700. And on your perpetual cycle, as Tim was explaining earlier, that cycle that just continues over and over and over again, which he also mentioned is willable, you'll be receiving $49,700 over and over and over again. Okay, so let's get started. So how do you start? You gift into Gift of Legacy to the legend on your board, an unconditional gift of $100. This is the one and only time you'll ever take money out of your own pocket. Gifting is purely peer-to-peer. As Tim mentioned earlier, that's one of the golden nuggets, because it's peer-to-peer. So it's from myself to Tim and from Tim to me, or to the greater community, which is so awesome. And you as a legend can decide how you would like to receive this money. Because Tim and I reside in South Africa, we may just say, you know what, Valissa, it's $100. I'd really appreciate it in my bank account. Or I would say to him, you know what, Tim, I am so loving trading on crypto and I've got USDT. Here's $100. So it's entirely up to the legend how they would like to receive their gift. As Tim said earlier, there's no middleman. It's just strictly peer-to-peer. There is no third party involved ever. So let's explain the first board, being your bronze board. You enter in with $100 and you exit the board with $800. So let's break this down for you. So remember, you are the orange circle as you enter in onto the board as gifter number 1. So I'm gifter number 1. I'll use myself as an example, and Tim is the current legend on the board. So I, Valissa, I'm so excited now because I've just come off a presentation and my invitee has sent me a link. I've joined Gift of Legacy and I'm contacting Tim and I'm like, Tim, I am so excited that I'm gifting you because I just saw you on the Zoom tonight. And Tim, how would you love to accept your unconditional gift of $100? Tim is doing cartwheels and he's like, Valissa, I'm so glad that you've reached out to me and I'm so happy. And I would love for you to gift me your unconditional gift of $100 in USDT. Here are my details. I will then gift Tim my unconditional gift of 100 USDT to his wallet. Once Tim has accepted his gift and received his gift, then Tim can actually accept me on the board. And what will happen then is that gifter number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 will then come onto the board. And now Tim, as the legend, has received his unconditional gifts totaling $800 on the bronze board. So now remember, you entered in as a gifter. You are excited. You are inviting people onto the Zoom calls because you are so fired up and you just want to share this with so many people. And now the board has moved and split, and you have moved from the gifter position into the builder position. So the builder position is very crucial because here you are now beginning to build your legacy in Gift of Legacy. All you have to do is find 2 like-hearted, like-minded people to journey on this journey with you. What you need to do is just invite them to the Zoom calls, and when they are ready to join, they will join underneath as gifter number 1 and gifter number 2. Exactly what you've done, because everything is duplicatable. They will also contact the legend on the board, and they will ask the legend on the board. In this case, the legend on the board is Petra, because Petra what moved from the guide to the legend position. And she's so excited because your first 2 invitees have come onto Gift of Legacy, and now they want to gift her their unconditional gift of $100 each. Once she has receive those 2 gifts, she will accept your 2 invitees on the board, and the other builders will in turn do the same by inviting their invitees on the board. Once this board has been completed, the board will split, and you will move from the builder position to the guide position. So here your role as a guide is to really guide your team, encourage them, motivate them, and help your builders build their team so they can get their gifters on board. And simply put, just by inviting their like-hearted, like-minded invitees onto our Zoom calls, and just explain so that we can explain how Gift of Legacy actually works. And once the board gets completed again and all 8 gifters have gifted the legend who's currently on the board, now it gets very exciting because when the board splits, you now move from the guide position to the legend position. So now you are in the receiving position on your first bronze board. And what will happen now is that the gifters from 1 through to 8 will all reach out to you, and they will say, "Hi, Valissa, my name is Samantha, and I would love to gift you my unconditional gift of $100. How would you like to accept it?" Once I have received all 8 gifts on this board, and they are in my bank account or however I would like to receive them, I will confirm all 8 gifters. And now you move from you get a total of $800, and you move from your bronze board over to your silver board. So now here, what you need to do is you need to hold back $100 for your $100 perpetual board, as well as $400 for your second board, which is your silver board. So the total amount of gifts that are currently in your pocket is $300. Now to speak about the perpetual cycle. When you gift in on your $100 perpetual board and you've gone through the board the way you did, instead of now only getting to keep $300, you get to keep $700 over and over and over again, perpetually. I mean, how awesome is that? Now on your silver board, you enter in as a gifter with $400, which you gift unconditionally to the legend. And when you exit your silver board, you exit with $3,200. Now, remember, you're a custodian of this $3,200. You need to hold back $400 for your perpetual silver board, as well as $1,600 for your gold board. And the total amount of gifts that remain in your pocket is $1,200. And then the perpetual cycle gets even more exciting, because when you enter in perpetually onto your silver board, you get to keep $2,800 when you exit as a legend over and over and over again. So to talk about your third board, now things really start getting juicy. You entered in, remember, with your $1,600 as a gifter, and you exited with $12,800 as a legend. Now, remember, you need to hold back $5,000 for your platinum board, which is your fourth board in Gift of Legacy, as well as $1,600 for your perpetual gold board. However, the amount of gifts that remain in your pocket is $6,200. Now, remember, you entered into Gift of Legacy with $100, which you gifted unconditionally. And now you're on your third gold board and you have received gifts amounting to $6,200. I mean, Tim, you know, as a South African, how much $6,200, what a big difference this can make in our communities and in our lives in general, right?
Massive. It's a huge difference, but it gets more exciting on the perpetual board.
Imagine now, perpetually we are leaving. Every time we leave a perpetual board, we get to keep $11,200 over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, I'm still stuck on the $6,200, and then it almost doubles perpetually. I mean, I've never heard of anything like this, Tim. You know, for me, being in the gifting community for a year, I think my mind is still blown that this is actually possible. Right, and now it gets even more exciting. So now we enter into the platinum board. Remember, we held back $5,000. As a gifter, you'll gift your legend on the board $5,000. And when you exit your platinum board, you exit with $40,000. So now you've officially completed round one. With your platinum board, you hold back $5,000 to join a perpetual $5,000 platinum board. So the total amount of gifts in your pocket is $35,000. Goodness. Yeah, let's just take a moment and let that just sink in. $35,000 can change your life, and you get this perpetually over and over and over and over again. So you'll enter into a $5,000 board as a gifter. When you exit as a legend, you get $35,000 over and over and over again. I mean, goodness, this is just amazing. So just to summarize the potential gifts that you will get, your first cycle, you will get $42,700. And then when you have gone through the boards for the first time, perpetually, meaning over and over and over again, you will be receiving $49,700 for your perpetual journey over and over and over again. So I'm just going to hand over back to Tim, because Tim, wow. I'm still stuck in the numbers. Wow.
I know. The big numbers sometimes get a little bit too freaky. And it's real. How do I know it's real? Been there. And I remember the first time that I gifted somebody $5,000, and I said to my wife, I'm just about to send, and I actually know the person, I'm just about to send 80,000 Rand. That's $5,000, 80,000 Rand to so-and-so. And she said, can't I have some? And I said, here's the exciting part of it. I'm happily gifting it. And it was a big kick for me to gift that, because I know it's only a matter of time where I'm going to be receiving 8 $5,000 gifts. So I was very excited to do it. And the numbers do get a little bit crazy. Let's get back a little back down to earth. As you've seen from what Valissa has taken you through, everybody's got a chance to start at the bottom, get to the top, back to the bottom, get to the top. And so everybody's got the due opportunity. So there's a couple of things that I would like to just go through, a little bit of sort of facts about how it works. The first is when you gift that first $100, and you'll notice that we always speak about dollars. And the reason for speaking of dollars is dollars is still the world's main currency. And wherever you are in the world, you pretty much know the value of your local currency against the US dollar. So when we're sending money anywhere in the world, it is done as US dollars. So if I'm sending money to Germany, it's going to be in euro. I'm going to send $100 worth of euros. Or if it's done on Wise or PayPal, they actually do that conversion for you, and the person sending the gift also covers all of the fees, because it's a gift you're sending. Just like if I wrap a beautiful parcel to Valissa for her birthday, I don't give her the parcel wrapped up and say, oh, but you owe me for the wrapping paper. It doesn't work that way. You cover the cost of the transfer of that, so the person receives exactly that amount, $100 or $400, whichever. Why do it that way? Well, when you're a legend, you want to be treated the same way as you're going to treat somebody else. So the first cycle, that $100 is needed to get started. You're then going to introduce those two like-minded, like-hearted people. What do we mean by that? It means that this is somebody of the same mindset as you who says, yes, they're going to be part of this. So there's no point, and we call them space fillers, in introducing somebody and say, I'll support you, but don't ask me to do anything. Then perhaps gift of legacy is not for them. So you really want to have people who are wanting to be part of the journey, and then a 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 structure works. In order to get onto the perpetual system, you do need to have brought in 2 people by the time that you are legend. If you haven't, you're just going to be held on the side until you're ready and you've brought in your 2. So in order to get on the perpetual system and also to get onto the next board, the $400 board, you will have needed to bring in. That is crucial in order to help the system just absolutely continue to move. So what makes Gift of Legacy a little bit unique? If you've been around a gifting economy, you would have already picked up on some of it. But here's a few things, very user-friendly. In fact, the platform is extremely easy to operate. And being the fact that it doesn't hold money, it's just it connects people. So it's very simple and straightforward. There is a fail-safe system built into it, which is what we call the algorithms. So these are these very clever guys. They think in numbers. And I don't understand how they think. I just know that it works. I don't understand how my engine, the car works. When I put the key in, I turn it on, it drives. I don't need to understand the background and how the algorithm works. What I do know is that it's been designed that through this process of what we call cross-pollination, that the boards over time won't get stuck. And I've heard of this over the last year and a half or so that I've been around gifting economies, that often gifting economies get stuck when people aren't participating. Well, there's a very clever system that's been built which helps all people and boards. Here's the question that I always have to say to people. Do you want to do this fast or slow? So if you say you want to do it slow, which is highly unlikely, just hang around and don't do anything, just bring in your 2, but really that's all that you do. Not really beneficial to you or the whole community and the team at large. If you want to do this fast, follow the system 2 by 2 by 2 and build a global economy, a global community. And we are global. So when you are speaking to people, and we've got a wonderful online chat system where people on the board can talk to each other, please use that. It's a phenomenal way that we can connect directly with each other. When you are speaking to people or you are gifting a legend somewhere else or receiving from somebody else around the world, just be aware that maybe your first language isn't theirs. The other way to do this fast is introduce more than 2. I know many people that have. Now, once you've started getting gifts of $400 and $1,600 and $5,000, you're going to realize that this is absolutely real. You own it in your heart, and you're just going to be telling everybody about it. There's no limitations. So there is a structure and there's a way that we'd recommend that you can do this to maximize. So get back to the person who invited you, and they'll help you with something like that. Then we've also got Fast Track, which I'm going to come back to you just now. And this is for those people who love networking, who love talking to people and say, I want to get this done quicker, faster. How can I do it? And there is a way. Follow the systems that we have, and you'll realize you don't need to recreate it. I had a discussion with somebody yesterday who came back to me and said, yeah, they were trying to think about how they could do this quicker and what was a faster way to get the gifts on Gift of Legacy. They came back and said, this is the fast way. So we've got the system for you here. We've got a wonderful support team. They're part of the community. Just like Valissa and myself, we're not paid. We do this freely from our time. This is our give back to the community. And the people on the support, we've got a support, when you chat on there, you're talking to a real person. They're not salaried because, as you've seen, Gift of Legacy has no money. It does not make any money, the platform itself. It's supported by the community at large. So you'll realize you're talking to a live person, just a member. They've been around a bit longer and they're here to help you. And we're always looking for volunteers as well. So Fast Track, what is this? Well, let's say that you want to jump over to some of the other boards a bit quicker. Once you've brought in your 2 and you've followed that 2x2 system, you brought them in, they've gifted and been accepted. You'll see that the next board, the $400 board, opens up and you can actually connect on there. Here's a key thing. Only connect onto a board once you have the money. If you don't, there's no point in joining. How would you like it if you were a legend and you saw these people joining? Let's say you're a legend on the $400 board. And you saw these people joining. You're like, wow, and you connected with them and you chatted and they said, yeah, but I don't have the money yet. No. What you want to do is once you've got the gift, that's when you join. There's no rush. Be ready and then gift so that when you're a legend, the people that come on the board are ready to gift you as well. And you're going to get hold of the person ideally immediately. If you can connect on the board and you can click on there and say, yes, join that new board. I want to join the $400 board. I'm fast tracking. Great. I want to join it. You're then on the board. You can see it. Connect with the legend immediately. The legend might get back to you and they might speak to you and say, hey, wonderful. Welcome to the board. It's wonderful to see you. My name is so-and-so, and you're welcome to gift me in one of these formats. And you start a conversation. It is the legend's choice of how the gift is to be received after all. So the communication can be done there both ways. And then gift the person immediately. Just the same way as when you're a legend. Not if, but when you're a legend, you would also like to be gifted immediately once somebody joins your board. And you can see here that you can then, once you've gifted on the 400 and you've been accepted, you then, the next board, the gold is going to open up. You can do the same thing. Once you've gifted on the gold, the platinum board can be done. A strategy which is also possible is once you've, let's say you're on the silver board there, you know you need 4 gifts and you're a legend. So once you've received 4 gifts, instead of taking money all the time from your own pocket, what you could always do is the first 4 gifts that come in, helps with your managing your budget as well once the money comes in. Once you get 4 gifts come in, and that's $1,600, jump onto the gold board, gift the legend immediately. Then you're going to finish your silver board and receive the other four gifts, 3 which you're going to keep in your pocket and 1 which you're going to get on the perpetual board. So that's a different strategy. And you can do that for the other boards for those who want to move fast. All right. A couple of important points. No social media advertising. People who advertise on social media find they get people who are hunting for the next shiny object. This is done by invitation, where you really want to have connected and built a relationship with the person, even if it's somebody you met. I met a stunning lady in a shop here. She does the water. We always get our own water. Phenomenal, got a connection. And after I connected with her a few times, I invited her on the call here because I know she's of like-minded nature. See, we don't want space fillers. We're not going to just go and throw somebody. Let's say you join and go, I don't like talking to people. I'm going to put my 70-year-old granny and my 5-year-old son. And that's going to be my 2. Well, that's great. But then you understand you're taking the burden on of introducing people for your 2 people for your son and probably 2 people for your granny. Although, well, maybe I should say 90-year-old, because we have many 70-year-olds who are legends and getting additional gifts in. You must meet them. Have a look at the testimonial group. So no space fillers. The people that come in need to be part of the system in order for that structure to work. Okay? So you also don't have to be the messenger. Be the messenger. You don't have to give the message. In other words, send out and tell people about the gifting economy, but don't explain it to them. See, Valissa and I have been around for a while, so we've learned how it works, and we've been doing presentations for quite a while now. But that's why we're here. So all you're going to do is invite somebody onto a Zoom or send them a recording and let the team and the system do the work for you. Attend live presentations, watch the recording, do it repeatedly to stay connected. That's the way that you learn. And you'll see just now when we have the different presentations. There's been a slight change. I'm not sure if the slide has changed yet, but I'll cover that with you as well. And we've got extensive training. We had a fantastic training session by Jenny last night to really help us understand how we can, and wonderful strategy for getting some boards which are going slowly, get some life and inspiration going in them. We've got an online academy, which you need to get on, all your answers on there. So before you log a call with support, go on the academy, you'll find the answer on there. And we've got a YouTube channel as well. Righty, in closing, no guarantees, there cannot be. But what you put in is what you're going to get out. If you want to do this fast, do more. Success or failure is entirely dependent on what you do and the people that you bring in and how you help them. With regards to tax, Please make sure that you're compliant with the tax laws in your country. They do vary, so speak to a tax specialist, especially when you start receiving gifts of $1,600 and $5,000. You want to make sure that you're fully compliant. As we said, we're a decentralized platform. No third party, no ownership of this platform. In fact, we actually operate freely and openly here. It's 100% peer-to-peer. So if you are being introduced by a third party or somebody else, it's entirely up to you. It's your risk, and Gift of Legacy has no control over that whatsoever. In fact, I would not recommend it at all. Now, I think there's one exciting thing which we're going to be speaking about, one of the last slides over here. Is Valissa still there? No, that's the screen. Okay. This we need to update and change, as we've done a little bit of an about turn in the presentations, especially the English. So don't take a screenshot of it. But what I would say is get connected onto the official Telegram chat, which Valissa will show you just now. You can see there multiple different countries speaking in different languages. And right now, Valissa, do you want to take us through quickly the structure of what we have running now?
Yeah, sure. So yes, Tim is correct. Our Zooms have changed. So on a Monday, we have Monday Motivation in English at 8 p.m. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have our 45-minute presentations like what Tim and I are doing now. And then on Wednesdays, we'll be dedicated to training. And then we have Fun Fridays, which will just be community updates with some testimonials, etc. So that's basically what our week's going to be looking like. And you're right, Tim, we actually do need to update the slide. So don't take a screenshot, but do go and check out the main groups. Okay, let's just share them. So we've got our 3 official groups. We've got the Gift of Legacy official community, the Gift of Legacy official info only, as well as the testimonials group. So if you go and have a look at these 3 groups, you'll actually see the scheduling that is posted every day for all our calls. Okay, Tim, I'm going to hand back to you.
This is a really powerful one. So Gift of Legacy has always been about helping other people. And the Gracious Givers Movement is the organization that oversees Gift of Legacy, and it's monitored by 4 of the main people who created Gift of Legacy already last year. And what they did was they launched Love Heart positions, because part of what we want to do is help a lot of charities also generate extra cash. All charities always putting their hands out and raising funds and so on. Now, charity can be a church, could be caregiver, soup, it could be soup kitchen, animal welfare, it could even be your domestic or your gardener, or a person in need of additional funds for surgery or rehabilitation or whatever it may be. But what we found was that these organizations aren't going to introduce their 2. So once you're been brought in, you've gifted and you've brought in 2 people, then you're going to be able to introduce and recommend other people, charity and organizations. So go on to ggmovement.org, Love Heart, and you can then apply to have a charity or one of these, as an example, be brought into the system, whereby you don't need to, or that person doesn't need to bring in 2. So that's the big difference. So the Love Heart positions won't follow you. All the other people that you bring through when you're a gifter or you're a builder, when they join your board, as a builder, they join your board, they're going to follow you through. In this case, the Love Heart positions fill other Love Heart positions, and that's what's powerful. Then we've got the Gracious Giver Movement for the donations. Now, as you're getting on further in the structure, perhaps you're on 400 or 1600 and you're feeling generous because it's all about what you give back as well, and you'd like to give back to the sustainability and the longevity of Gift of Legacy, welcome to do a donation as well, entirely up to you. And that just means that our whole system can be more powerful, more development. If you knew how much money it costs to change just one line or something on the actual structure, Valissa knows, she's the expert in that. You're welcome to then donate to the greater good of Gift of Legacy. I think that's a roundup for this evening, which means we're on 46 minutes. So that's not 47. Wow, that's not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Thank you so much, Tim. It's been such a treat presenting with you tonight. And we also just want to thank everybody for watching and for just taking time out and sharing with us this evening. And as Tim said, get back to the person who sent you the invitation link if you are excited and if you're ready to join Gift of Legacy, because we're excited to have you with us as well.
For sure, definitely. So thank you all very much. It's been a privilege. We'll see you online. It's great. The Friday ones are great if you want to connect with some more of the leaders and the people in the community and find out a little bit more. Sort of it's unscripted. This was the scripted format. Fridays is not scripted. And if you're in Durban area in Cape Town, South Africa, or you want to fly here, tomorrow we're doing a get together. Look on the Telegram group there. Going to do an overview, a live overview. I haven't done a live overview or presentation since COVID, since we had the first lockdown. So I'm doing a live one tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And then we're going to do a nice Friday afternoon beer or glass of wine for those who want to hang around and stay for a bit of a chat and a connect. And yeah, thank you very much, Valissa, as always. Great fun. Love your energy. It's exciting. A lot of things. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
We're in winter in South Africa. Stay warm, stay healthy, get wealthy.
Absolutely love it. Night, everybody. Thank you, Tim.
Cheers. Good night.